at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
All right, thanks for being here. I am with Coach Jeremy Smith, head coach of Andrew Jackson football. First of all, Coach, congratulations on a big first-round victory.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Talk about the week going into the game, how you felt your team got ready for the game.
Yeah, like, I've said the last couple of weeks, I think our team's we're doing a better job each week of, preparing as far as practice and how we're practicing. And so, we've had I felt like some of our best practices leading up to this, and it's starting to pay off a little bit. And, our kids are seeing some of the results of it. So, we felt like this team, we kind of, have been used to, at least we're probably more prepared for this one just because we've seen some in our region, some quarterbacks who are athletic, ran the ball a good bit, and, just did different formations. And so defensively, we made sure our kids knew how to line up. They did a good job of that. We were never out of position for the most part. So our kids did a good job of recognizing their formations and understanding what was coming. So did a good job there. And offensively, our preparation, you want to say, didn't necessarily matter. They came out in a different defense than we thought they would come out in. So that was a little adjustment there at the beginning, but our kids handled it well. They adjusted well to stuff. But, yeah, I felt like I said, I think we're learning to practice better each week, and hopefully that continues. And we keep preaching that message of, we've got to be playing our best football right now, and hopefully we continue to come every day with that mentality throughout the week. But we felt pretty good, and I felt like our kids, we're on a little bit of a mission Friday night to make sure that we come out and play the way we're supposed to.
Well, and in the playoffs, it seems to be like it's a little bit more at stake, and you never know how kids are quite going to react to that. Well, you have a lot of kids who got a lot of experience with that last year. Talk about the veterans and how that maybe helped some of the younger kids going into this game.
Yeah, it definitely does. And, it's like an old cliche a lot of coaches say sometimes, but it's a lot harder to teach team how to win, especially in those big games, than it is, kind of going the opposite way. So, when teams are used to performing at a certain level and they have that expectation and they've done it before, it's a tremendous help. And so, I think offensively we've had some more guys that came back from last year on offense than we did defensively this year. But, our kids are, they up to this point, they've played very familiar people. And even Risen Hartville, they played last year. And, it'll be a little bit different this week. Team they've never played before, so it'll be a little different. But yeah, I think it helps a lot. I think they just know what to expect and know how to handle what's coming, hopefully, and that experience will pay off. But I think the big thing we keep trying to preach to them and tell them and harp on is, no matter what you did last year, it doesn't matter this year. So you had a great season last year, you accomplished a lot, and but this is a whole new year, and we've kind of been saying that all along since I've gotten here and taken the job that it doesn't really matter what you did last year at this point. So we just got to keep treating like that every week. And our kids, I felt like, have done a pretty good job of understanding. Let's take each week and moment, at a time. Let's not look ahead, and so that's probably helping a little bit, or at least for this first week helped.
And I'm sure your message after the game echoed that a little bit. Enjoy tonight. A win's a win. It's good to get a win.
Yeah.
But we're turning the page next week. Is that right?
Yeah. And we, that's what we keep talking about. I always want our kids to celebrate and have fun with it. They knew once we came in this morning, hey, we're back to work, and we're going to try to best prepare ourselves again to win again this week. And our kids, like I said, they've done a good job of taking that mentality on. And like you mentioned earlier, some of our leaders, older guys, kind of understand that and understand what it's going to take. So I think our kids are a little bit excited this week than maybe they were last week. I know that's crazy sound, but just coming on Monday, this morning, our kids seemed very excited and looking forward to a new challenge coming up.
And offensively, really, in the first half, you guys could do no wrong. It seemed like everything you threw out there seemed to work. How do you feel about that, and how do they not get maybe complacent with that moving towards next week?
Yeah, I mean, we did some good things, just kind of the way the game ended up offensively. Our guys didn't necessarily play a lot of snaps, or probably the average number of snaps you would, but they did a good job of coming out of the game and being efficient, right? I mean, we just like I talk every week offensively. Our offensive line is, to me, continually getting better, and our receivers and Brady's doing a good job of being efficient. We only threw the ball 7 times Friday night, but we were 6 for 7. So, just being efficient, creating explosive plays when we create explosive plays, and getting our guys in space and blocking the guys we need to and sustaining blocks. We're going to keep doing a good job, or if our kids keep doing a good job of that, we'll be efficient on offense. So I think the big thing is just not understanding, we're going to have to play our best football no matter what, going forward. So offensively, we can't be complacent, and it's like going back, it's a new week, start again on Monday, but it's the idea that we got to continue to strive, and we may never get there, but we got to strive to play our perfect game. And so that's what we keep harping on our kids to keep motivating, to try to make sure we're prepared for these playoffs.
And you spoke about the defense too. Obviously, they don't have quite as many returners as maybe the offensive side did, and they've been kind of all year maybe getting a little bit better. How'd you feel like they did? I thought they did pretty good on Friday. And what do they need to do here moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten better defensively throughout the entire year, and I think we're finding we've been, finding spots where kids fit best, our players fit best. So that's the big thing we've been trying to do, especially the last couple of weeks defensively, is make sure everybody's in the right spot. What can they do well? What can they not do well? And kind of go around and work around that. So, our box, our D-line, our linebackers, I feel like have stepped up tremendously the last couple of weeks and last Friday. I mean, they've been playing, to me, some of their best football. And a lot of it is just, are we hitting the correct gaps? Are we, not getting out of position? Are we keeping, perimeter, contained and stuff? And our linebackers wrapping up and making tackles. So the more we do that, I think we'll be better defensively as we keep going. But, the big thing is just their speed at which they play. That's the big thing we work in practice is get a lot of reps, see what are they going to see from their offense, the most, and what's their biggest tendencies, and let's get a lot of reps at it. And then the other thing we're going to harp on is just the speed at which they play. And so we're going to make sure they're playing fast. And when we do that, we're usually pretty good results.
And speaking of special teams, I think the last couple of weeks too, we've talked about like the hidden yards that you get off of special teams. And early on, especially, you guys were good at that, especially in the defending the punt. But also talk about, the kick return. You guys kicked off a lot in that game, so you got a lot of reps in that. But they got some yardage out of that. How do you maybe fix that or clean it up a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, we're I was happy to see we worked that punt block situation all week, and going into it, and so it's good to see kids doing what they're supposed to do, doing their job on special teams, and it paying off a little bit. So that was good to see, and I feel like Kurt Thomas keeps doing a good job each week. We only had to punt one time, which is always a good thing. So. And they did a good job. But our kickoff team, we talked about even this morning, we just got to get our speed, right? We just not taking the play off. I've got to do a little bit better job making sure all 10 of them are sprinting it in their lanes and where they need to be. And sometimes we just get to where we loaf a little bit. But the main thing is just staying in our lanes, breaking down, avoiding blocks. And we just got to keep getting a little bit better at it.
And this week you got Kingstree, a team that you haven't. I don't have. Has AJ ever played them? I'm not sure if they have.
If it has been a while, yeah.
So how do you prepare for a team? I know just looking at one tape that you don't see very often. When a lot of the other teams, at least you guys have a really good sense of who they are or what they like to do.
Yeah, I mean we look at the films we've got, and it just kind of based off of that and. There's some similar teams that they've played that we've played on their schedule, Lamar, and I think there's one or two other ones that they've played that we've also played. So, I mean, it's just, we just got to, base a lot of what we're looking at on the film and kind of see. And, I just off the hoof and just kind of as we broke down their film, I mean, they're very athletic. I mean, they're extremely athletic and they play very good defense. And so you could tell that throughout all of their films. They are a very good team defensively, and I don't know. Some people may look at it as an upset, beating Timberland in the first round or not, but they played a great game on defense, and were able to limit Timberland and what they were doing, and I think Timberland, from what I know, is a very good team also. So, I mean, they were able to do just enough offensively. They're going to be a power run game. They're going to get old school high formation. I call it Maryland high with three backs. They're going to get bone. They're going to get spread formations. I mean, they're going to do some different things. They have, like I said, they have a lot of athletes. Their quarterback turns around, plays corner. He's their starting corner, and he makes tackles. You don't see that out of quarterbacks a lot. So, they've got some guys that can play. They've got some big D linemen and O linemen, and you could tell that's been a part of their success or how they won. At least last Friday night was relying on those big guys, and their defense. I mean, has been pretty locked down throughout all the films we've watched.
And I know you kind of get into a routine throughout the year, but even as a coaching staff, when it gets to playoffs and you get a team that you haven't seen, how much more into it or more amped up does your coaching staff get?
I think we look at it more of like it's a different challenge, right? I think you talk about being complacent. Like I think your players and coaches, right, when you know an opponent so well and you've seen the opponent year after year, like our region or even Ridgeland when they played last year. So I think it's just you get a little bit more excited, probably just because it's a new challenge, somebody new, somebody different that you haven't played yet, and I think that's the biggest part of it. Is just it's just a fresh new challenge, and see how well we can play and how well can we coach and come up with something to hopefully give our kids a shot to win. So I think that's the big part of it. And big thing is just you kind of get – I think you can get complacent when you maybe beat a team the last year, last couple of years or whatever. I think sometimes your team just writes it off sometimes. And so – we do a good job. I think our kids, and we're doing a better job of looking at each week like this week and just make sure, hey, it's a new challenge. It's a new opportunity.
And finally, how nice is it to get to play another one at home?
Yeah, it's nice, right? I mean, it's super nice. So as long as we could keep the home field advantage, I'm all about it, right? I mean, obviously we got to do is the time of year we got to just survive in advance. And, that's the big thing is just survive. And but whether you're on the road or at home, but being at home is much nicer. We have a great crowd, and so it's always good to play in front of our fans and be at home. And I think our kids get a little bit more juiced up when they get to play at home. So that's all. It's all good. I guess I should be probably rooting for Andrews to win. I guess then if I get another home game, but yeah, it's good.
Awesome, Coach. Well, Learn TV is excited to be able to be out there again. We loved covering last week's game, and hopefully we can come home with another win.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
All right, good luck, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.